Scott works for a company called WINDSTAR Cruises, and they have 6 ships in their fleet. They have 3 sail vessels or yachts and 3 motorized vessels. And a few times a year, he goes out and he does safety audits on these ships. And he had a couple that he needed to do safety audits down in the Caribbean, and he invited me to tag along. And so while he was working, I was off exploring. I really only saw him usually for dinners, but what I wanted to do was put a little video together of what it was like to sail on one of these Windstar yachts. And also, we were able to go to some of these really beautiful exotic ports of call that the bigger ships just aren't able to go to. And I wanted to just show you the water. Oh my gosh. We went deep into the Lesser Antilles, which is just north of Venezuela. And then we went to the Eastern Caribbean, which are called the Grenadines. And we got into these beautiful little ports. So I wanted just to show you some of the beautiful water, the islands, some of the fun things that I was able to experience, and also just around the ship. So I hope you enjoy it. Scott and I met while working on cruise ships 27 years ago. He was the staff captain and I was the hostess. And I remember while we were working on that ship, how much it felt like family. You know, the people that you work with become your family and close friends. And when I walked on the Windstar yacht called the Windsurf, it felt very much like that. You're greeted with warm smiles, and the crew on board is just so wonderful and delightful. There are on this ship 310 passengers and 210 crew, so the ratio is really wonderful. The service is exquisite. And out of those 210, there's actually about 50 countries represented, and most of them are from, I think it's like a third from the Philippines and a third from Indonesia, and the rest are from a variety of different countries around the world. So it's just this beautiful melting pot of kind, wonderful people. And this is the end of Scott's career. He is getting ready to retire. And so he was actually saying goodbye to a lot of these people. And for me, as his wife, seeing him in his element, doing his thing, seeing the respect that they had for him was really heartwarming and moving. We flew into Barbados to catch the ship, and this particular one that we were on was called the Windsurf, and it's actually the largest sail yacht in the world. It's 535 feet long. And I think what makes it so beautiful is the sails. And so they have 5 masts on this one. They're 262 feet tall. And what is so awesome is as you're sailing out at sunset, the captain will invite you out up on deck, and they play this beautiful song, and they start to unfurl all of these beautiful sails. It's so gorgeous. So that's one of the perks of being on one of these sail yachts. The rooms are a nice size. They all have portholes. They all have views for the outside. You can buy different sizes cabin depending on your budget. And what makes this so unique too is in the aft end of the ship, they have a water sports platform. And so when they come into a port, they can anchor out and they can open the back end of this and you can go out and play. You can get snorkeling gear or kayaks, any type of sport out there they give to you and you can go play. It's really awesome. They also have on board a spa, a gym, they have gift shop. They don't have entertainment like they do on the big ships. They don't have, huge shows or anything like that. But they do have a band that would play in the lounge, a really good band, and they had a duet that played out by the pool. So they have a jacuzzi and a pool out there. They also have a yacht club that has real high-end coffee bar. They have movies that you can rent. They have a library. They have places around the ship that you can be alone or socialize. It's just so wonderful. It's really relaxing. One of the things that they are known for is their food. It's just amazing. They are an official cruise line of the James Beard Foundation, which is some of the best chefs in the world put together menus. And so they have this beautiful food selection, and the way that they plate it are just so artistic. Another cool thing is when you go into port, the chef will go into the local market or fishmongers, and you can go as a passenger with him and watch him pick out what he sees and smells, and then that night he'll cook it up for dinner. It's pretty cool. They also have an open bridge policy, so not all the time, but when it's safe, they'll let you come up as a passenger and you can see what it's like up at the bridge. They also have galley tours where you can go down into the chef area where they're cooking and baking, and at different times you can go in and see that. So it's just a real warm atmosphere. It's not scheduled. It's not, it's an open seating for dinner. You can go when it works for you, sit where you want, and it's just wonderful. So the towels are soft. The sheets are like 1,000 count Egyptian cotton. They give you French soaps in your room, in your bathroom. They give you fresh still water, it's called, or sparkling water. They don't use plastic. It's a green ship. And so it's just such a unique way of sailing, unlike the bigger ships, which are like 5,000 passengers, and you feel a lot of time like cattle. It's just two different ways of sailing on the water. I think one of the greatest things about Windstar is the size of it. Because of that, these vessels are able to go into small ports and coves and different areas that the bigger ships just would never get to go to, which allows the passengers to explore new and different places. And so in the next video that I'm going to make is going to be a compilation of some of these beautiful little tiny islands and villages, and some of the reefs and waters that I was able to see that I couldn't even imagine. I went into, hiked into rainforest. I was able to snorkel in one of the top 10 best reefs in the world. I saw a cacao tree farm, saw how they made organic chocolate. I ziplined over rainforest. I went to a nutmeg factory plantation, which was so amazing. And so I wanted to, in the next video, show you some of that. But I hope that you guys enjoyed seeing around the Windstar yacht. And I hope that you guys come on one someday. It's just amazing.